Good evening, viewers. To better serve you, we've added a new Millennial Correspondent to our team to discuss the latest trends being enjoyed by the industry's newest generation of card makers. Without further ado, I introduce you to Sweet Keri. Keri, why don't you tell us something about yourself?
Hey, my name is Sweet Keri. I'm 24. I like crafting, clubbing, and I'm literally 2 credits away from earning my degree in tattoo regret counseling.
Great. Why don't you tell us about the hot new kit all the 20-somethings can't keep their hands off?
Oh my god, you guys. There's this kit. It's called the Candyland Kit by Queen & Company. Literally, this kit has everything. A paper pad, a stamp set, and a life-size autographed fresco of Michael Landon.
Well, I see the paper pad and the stamp set, but I don't see a life-sized fresco of Michael Landon.
I mean, have you ever even watched the Little House on the Prairie reruns on TV Land?
Oh, I can't say that I have.
Ugh, I can't even with you right now. The fresco only manifests if you're a super fan of the show.
Oh, I understand now. Please continue describing the contents of the kit.
This kit is so amazing. I'm so excited. It has 9 steel dies shaped like bubblegum, lollipops, and candy jars, and a fluffy 250-pound golden retriever. Her name is Enid, and she will only answer in Greek if you say her name in French.
I see the dies, but I can't quite seem to locate Enid, the large Greek-speaking but French-understanding dog.
Here, take a sip of this. Don't hog it.
What is this?
I don't know, but ever since my best friend, Brenda Shalanko, handed it to me at the club last night, my eyelashes are numb and I can smell the color blue.
Well, very interesting. What does the color blue smell like?
It's a combination of baby's breath, Betty White, and that feeling you get the moment before you remember something that's on the tip of your tongue.
All right. Unfortunately, Keri, we're starting to run short on time. Is there anything else you'd like to tell us about the Candyland kit?
Yes, yes, and yes. Not only is this kit a hit in its own right, but it's also the perfect remedy for crafters interruptus.
Excuse me, crafters interruptus? What's that?
It's that thing where you place a really big order of all newly released products that Simon Says stamp, and then oh my god, I can't believe I actually have to wait more than 2 days for this to come in the mail. Well, I guess you can play with this kit in the meantime.
All right, got it. Thanks very much, Keri. Let's turn the episode over to Antonia so she can show us how to make some projects with this new Candyland kit.
Bye!
Well, that was interesting. So why don't we just get right to it and start making some cards with this Candyland kit by Queen & Company. The first card we're going to make is a cotton candy card, and I'm using a pattern paper that's included in the kit, and I also stamped the little cotton candy cones using a stamp from the kit and my own silver embossing powder. I'm taking the fibers from the kit. There's yellow, pink, blue, and purple, and I just took a thin strand of it, maybe about 1/10 of what was in the package, and I just rolled it in on itself in order to make the cotton candy to go into the cotton candy cone. Here I'm just kind of trying to figure out where I want my cotton candy cones to sit on the page, and I'm going to start by adhering the cones on the outer edges so that this way I can make sure that they'll be evenly spread across the page if I start from the outside and go inside. Now to glue the cotton candy to the page, I'm just using glossy accents. I think you can use a lot of different kinds of glue. You can use a hot glue gun if you want. I think you could use glue dots, but I just kind of took the simple route and used glossy accents because that's what was on my desk. And then I'm just setting it with a acrylic block over it so that the fibers are pressed into the glue to make sure there's good adhesion to the back of the card. And I'm just going to do that same process for the rest of the little cotton candies across the page. So I'm going to do the same thing with the blue, the pink, and the purple. Now I'm trying to figure out which sentiment to use on the card, and I was just taking a look at the sentiments that were included in the stamp set included with the kit, and I decided to use the Hey Sweetie sentiment, and I stamped it with black VersaFine ink. And then whenever I use black VersaFine ink for a sentiment, I'll always apply a clear embossing powder over it and then heat set it so that it's nice and shiny. And then behind the sentiment, I just took a piece of my own glitter paper from Simon Says Stamp, and I just added that behind the sentiment just to give it a little extra fun there. And then I'm using some of the enamel dots that were included as a free gift in the kit, just to add a little more decoration. And that's it for card 1. For card 2, I'm making a collage card, and to make a card like this, you treat it the same way you would as a shaker, where you use a double layer of foam tape. And then I just took the insides of the lollipops, and I put those against the front. And then I took a whole bunch of the fibers and just kind of placed them randomly within the shaker portion of the card. And then as you see, it kind of just makes kind of like a nice messy kind of collage-y look. And then I'm going to adhere some lollipops to the front of the card, one of which will be a shaker element. So here the kit comes with this shaker frame, but I lost mine. It was actually attached to the underside of my right arm. I found that out after I was done filming. So I just took my own foam tape and I made my own shaker frame, which is, it's something good to know, because if you're home and you run out, you can just make your own using items that you have on hand. If you have foam tape, you'll be able to make your own shaker frame for this kit, even if you run out of the ones that are included in it. So now I'm just working on the sentiment, and I think this is another Hey Sweetie sentiment, and I'm just embossing it with white embossing powder by Lawn Fawn, and then I'm just gonna attach that to the front of the card, and that's it. We're gonna put it onto a black card base, and that will finish card 2. Moving on to card number 3, I'm gonna use 3 different pattern papers from the kit, and I cut them using my MFT Stamps Blueprint number 13 die, which is one of my favorite die sets to use to design cards, because there are a lot of options. Here I'm just using another one of the shaker elements that's in the kit. This one is a little candy jar, and I'm just attaching the plastic to the outside of the card. I'm going to add some of the little sprinkles and toppings, I guess they're called, into the center of the shaker. I pulled off the adhesive on the shaker frame, and then I'm just going to attach the candy jar to the piece of paper. Now we're going to add the lid, and for the lid I put a layer of foam tape behind it just so that it would be the same height as the jar was. And now we're just going to attach the whole thing to the front of the card. And for the sentiment, I'm using the birthday sentiment that is in the kit that says, "I hope your birthday is sweet." And I'm going to add some of the enamel dots that were included as a free gift in the kit to make it look like some of the little gumballs are kind of escaping from the jar and some are just floating around on the page. So that's it for card 3. Moving on to our last card, number 4. This is probably the card I think that I like the best out of them. And again, we're going to use a variety of the pattern papers that are included in the kit. And then I also used just a thin strip of my own glitter paper right here, just to add a little bit more interest to the card. Now we're going to attach the little pieces of candy or bubble gum, I guess they could be either, to the front of the card, and I'm using a glitter center for each of them. I thought that would be cute. Just putting the shaker window on the front or on the back of the candy, and then I'm just applying the shaker frames to the card, and by adhering the centers of the candy down first, that will basically tell you where you need to put the frame so that it's easy to assemble in the end. I'm just pulling off the adhesive and now attaching the tops of the candies to the shaker frame. And I'm just going to, once I'm done putting together the little candies, then I'm just going to go back to the kit and get one of the sentiments and stamp that and then add that to the right side of the card. So while we're watching the card be finished, I thought that it would be good to announce the winner of the card giveaway from the last video, the Japanese moon garden video. So there were 15 people who were interested, and I just used a random number generator to select someone, and the winner is Sarah A. So Sarah, just send me an email at the address that's on the screen right now, and I will get the card out to you. And for anyone else who is interested in receiving a card from me, you can send me an email to taffleberry@gmail.com with your address, and I will add you to my address book. And periodically, as I give away my cards, I will add you to the list, and hopefully sometime too soon you'll receive one. So thanks a lot, everyone. Have a good evening or a good day, and I will catch you in the next one.